contacted some people I know, and believe it or not, all this here was throwaway wood. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. Again, I had to buy 2 4x8 sheets of chipboard to go ahead and use for the roof. The roofing material that I have is leftovers from when they re-roofed our house. So all of this is really falling into place. I had to buy some screws too. But other than that, this is all throwaway wood. Instead of throwing it away and burning it, I'm going to use it, put it to good use. Looky here. Go ahead and look at this. Now these here, a lot of this is from old fencing. This is seconds. Stuff they couldn't use on the job, so they're just going to throw it away. I said, whoa, wait a minute, give that to me. So, look at that. Looks new. Oh, we have some minor imperfections, but a little bit of caulking will take care of that. Now, here in Colorado, a lot of times the weather gets real hot, and a lot of times it gets real cold. The big thing is, we don't know what the weather's going to be like. Last several years, nothing's really predictable, other than the fact that the weather will change. So, I can't really make this thing airtight, and I don't want to. I want air to circulate in here. We have some screens. Look at how the slope of the roof is, and notice, a little sidebar here, but notice the roofing nails that came through, we bent those over, because all we need to do is just come in here and go up and hit our head. We're a dead person. In here too. All the roofing nails, we bent them over to make it safer, just in case the grandkids come over or whoever. Also too, in case I do it, and I'll do something stupid. But anyway, looky here. This is what we did. Down here, what we have down here, pallets. I put pallets together, and I had to replace some of the boards going over, but that wasn't good enough. I still had some 2 or 3 inch gaps. So I went ahead and used some more scrap wood that we were going to throw away or that people didn't want. I got it, and I screwed it into the floor, made a solid foundation base. And looky over here. Looky, looky, looky. This is all part of the fence. Instead of throwing that away and burning it, it was halfway decent. Went ahead and got it, cut it to fit, laid it in there on top of the pallets, secured everything to the floor, and this is what we have. Filling in some of the gaps there. I just can't stick caulking in there because the chickens will go ahead and pick at that, and I don't want them to get sick or die. Of course, I could just caulk on the outside, which is what I'm going to do on some of this. But I think we're done pretty good so far. I had to put some more beams up in here. So I'm going to put shelving. I'm going to use these here nesting boxes. I'm going to show you something else we built in, because we're attached to the cage right next to us, or the fencing pen area. That, see, I just got to cut through there, and that way they can come in. If I want to close it off, notice the hinge, a little bit orange color. Well, that's from an old door hinge. Instead of throwing that away, I kept it in a can for a while and all kinds of stuff looking through there. And cut the board. I wished it would have been a little bit wider, but the only strip that I had was this wide, and it stopped here, so I had to go down a little bit and use that instead of throwing it away. Sure, it's not perfect, but it's functional, it works. It's for chickens, and now they should be happy. We have the air ventilation up here. I have a little bit better look at the outside. Now painting, I don't know if we're going to paint this or not. Probably. But right now, got the front, the door, still got to make the door. I got some wood coming over a little bit later, again from somebody that we know. He was just going to throw it away, and I said, whoa, don't throw that away. So I'm going to go ahead and make the door pretty soon. Alright, what we've done here now, we've started to install the shelving arms out of 2x4s, just using 3 screws in, 1 screw out on the other side to help stabilize it. Once the shelf's here, I will be putting a supporting brace underneath the shelf. That's where we're going to have the nesting boxes at. Wanted to show you one way that we did it, because the floor's kind of uneven, the whole thing is, and I wanted to do, we'd go ahead and mount the first one, get everything level and square, and then we would put the second one on there. We'd go ahead and adjust the 2x4 up or down to where this bubble is even, just a level. That way we're nowhere at the proper height for everything. You keep doing that all the way across. See, everything's level. I'm sure glad that was level. Everything's level. Now, we got everything at the proper height. Now this here has already been adjusted for level out this way. We're going level this way. I have one screw in the back there holding it. Have a level here. Get it in between the bubbles. So hopefully this won't slip. There you go, everything's level. Now, put a couple more screws in here, then we'll put the shelf on. Well, as you can see, we already have the arms coming out for the shelving, and we also have the bracing down there. It's strong, so no problem there. We're going to put 3 or more nesting boxes up there. Now, what I thought I would do this time would be go ahead and just take these slats that nobody wanted from fences because they have imperfections, etc. And again, I'm repurposing materials for free. I'm going to take this, line it up over there like that, keep going. I'm going to line up all this, then I'm going to screw it in, obviously. I'm not going to use a lot of screws either. One screw in each board on each brace. Slide them all the way up to the edge of that wall. Now here I'm going to come out here. Now what I'm going to do, this final piece, and we'll come back and show you obviously when it's finished. I'm going to put a trim board coming up here, which is also going to help support this outer board, which obviously is going to be screwed down too. So what we're going to have, chicken in a basket, right there. I'm going to have the ramp coming down. Haven't decided yet where I'm going to put the ramp, but a lot of times they could jump this high. But I'm going to have a ramp coming down where they can walk up here and walk along the edge and have your baskets up in there. Now I may go ahead and put partitions. It just depends upon if the chickens take to these nest boxes like this or not. So we're just going to have to see. But it should actually work out to be pretty good. Now over here, what I'm going to do, let me put this down. I'm going to take one support board I've already cut. It's going to be back over here in the corner. Run some screws down there. Then when this comes up, this is going to help hold it. So this is going to work out pretty good actually. So we'll see you when we get it screwed in. Here you go. We got this done. Incidentally, you want to keep your screws from disappearing on you. You obviously can use a can. Coconut oil bottle, empty one of course, and just wash it out a little bit. And a little bit of residual oil helps the screws. No problem. Good little tip. We've got everything structured, finished on top here. Even have it notched in over here, so it fits back in there a little bit better. And I know, overbuilding, but it's the name of the game. Just using the wood that people are going to throw away. Reclaim the wood. This looks brand new. It's not perfect wood, but from old fences, 2x4s, the only thing I got new was the OSB. I call it chipboard. It's about the same thing. And again, I've already said this, but the roofing nails come down, bend them up. Oh, that's over. Here's the finished coop, complete with an extra window for ventilation. You always want that cross ventilation in there, depending upon how the wind blows in your area. That way, it's always fresh air coming in, going out. this coop here is amazingly cool. Even on 90-degree days, a little bit hotter, it stayed real cool. We could close that up for the winter time. Open it up for ventilation, of course. We keep it open during the summer. And here's the door. It's all finished. 1, 2, 3, 4 hinges. I had to buy those, and of course the screws. 2 sheets of that OSB or chipboard for the top for the roof. All the rest is stuff we had. Here's the inside. Notice the roosters, the roosting bars, right where they roost on. Those are 2x4s going across. They're approximately 4 feet. One may be a little bit longer, one may be a little bit shorter. And that's what you want. You don't necessarily want something that's round, because chickens and other birds really don't roost that way. They try to get their feet as flat as possible. And the 2x4, 4 inches wide, 2 inches thick, I mean, it works just right. They roost up there, and you can just see the pictures I've included. Fencing material, 2x4s, 4 pallets. That's what I originally had. 1, 2, 3, 4 pallets. Hooked those together. You can see there's the front. Braced it up where we needed. Built that shelf. Remember that shelf I was working on? There it is there. There's the roosting boxes there. Now what I had to do for the corners, I went ahead and I made nesting boxes in the corners. Just took some wood, put across there, dipped it down a little bit, half moon shape over there, same thing. And that's kind of their favorite places to go ahead and nest and lay eggs. They've used the baskets several times. Nah, it's a little bit difficult getting them used to that. They will. So we have technically have a string coming down here holding the feeder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then over here, we have room for 2 more nests. 6, 7. We let them outside and run around. Here they are. The younger ones are still trying to arrange their pecking order. Which one's tougher? Of course, the old hen's over there, but that's the way it is. The one over there. Got a feeder there. A feeder there. Of course, water. And water right there. Anyway, it's all done. So now we just got to start getting some eggs. Thank you for watching.